Hello, welcome in daily newspaper editorials IDO program. Now headline Damascus Duji Times of India out with the Bad Asadin with the Economic Time Gamify India's schooling activities The Hindu. Now headline in detail Damascus Duji The Times of India Assad fall won't just change regional dynamics. Chaos may span new terrorism like in Ecuador. The fall of the half-a-century-old Assad regime in Syria after a lightning offensive by Syrian rebels has completely upended the power dynamics in West Asia. It represents a huge blow to the Shia crescent that stretched from Iran all the way to Lebanon. But the ramification of this momentous change would be confined to West Asia alone. Perfect storm for Assad. Now outside Syrian President Bashar al-Assad had survived the Arab Spring of the previous decade through a mix of state spirituality fighters and generals from Iran and Hezbollah and Russian military support. But Moscow is bogged down in Ukraine and Iran and Hezbollah are exhausted by their conflict with Israel. This left Assad vulnerable. Also, that Assad regime had morphed from its original Ba'athist roots into a military Alawite regime. The majority of Syrians are Sunni Arabs, meant that there was whispered popular resentment against Damascus over 13 years of the Syrian civil war. Setback for Tehran. The the Iranian regime had massively invested in Assad and reaped the benefits of Syrian serving as a transit for weapons and personnel to Lebanon and Gaza. That chain has now been broken. This not only enhances Israel security but also serves notice to the Israeli Ayatollahs. The latter have long cultivated an image of resistance to Israel and US to justify their own hold on power in Iran, but the resistance is crumbling and that will buoy the Iranian moderate, including possibly strengthening current President Pezeshkian. The Arab states will welcome this. Turkey and US gains. Speculation is rife that Turkey have the go-ahead to the rebels led by the Islamist Hayat Tahrir al-Sham (AHTS). Ankara has clear interest here. It wants millions of Syrian refugees sheltering in Turkey to return to Syria. Plus, Turkey view the Qudus militia backed by US in northeastern Syria as a security threat to itself, but both the Kurds and the Syrian opposition wanted to see Assad go. They seem to have indirectly cooperated to oust the director. Will history repeat? There's no denying that the Assad, both Bashar and his father Hafez, ruled with an iron fist over their population through one of the most brutal security apparatus. However, they were relatively secure in their outlook and fought religious extremists. Syrian rebels led by HTS are clearly Islamist. HTS is even proscribed as a terrorist organization by US given its Al-Qaeda roots. Therefore, conditions today are fertilized in Syria for another Islamic State clone having ousted Assad. Who is to say that HTS won't set its sight to Israel or US forces in the region, and Iran is the last thing the world needs. Out with the bad Assad in with the economic time. First, the good news for Syria and the world. An autocrat is shown the door with President Bashar al-Assad being overthrown by Syrian rebel forces overrunning and taking control to Damascus on Sunday. This ends 54 years of the Assad family's stranglehold over Syria, but here's the cautionary tale asserted and supplanted by force led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, formerly al-Nusra Front affiliated with Al-Qaeda. A takeover by an Islamist group raises concerns in a region already having its fair share of them. Much will depend on the next few weeks, particularly how the opposition handles power deals with officials of the Assad regime that and what immediate measures like increasing hours of power supply it will take to provide relief to Syrians. The internal dynamics of Tahir al-Assam and other group will also be followed keenly. The geopolitical impact of the COP is considered as the fall disrupt and access of residents speaking Iran's hold cut off from Tehran. Hezbollah is likely to be weakened, changing its dynamic with Israel. US President-elect Donald Trump is clear that Syria is not our problem like nature-based Asia wars become the Gulf Arab states, particularly Saudi Arab and the UAE, may have made their peace with Assad Syria, but they could quickly revert to pre-2023 pro-rebel position and step up involvement. China, though, as Assadly leverage its bargaining relationships with GCC and the investment route to step in, having put daylight between itself and Assad. Moscow could piggyback a diplomatic ride, consistency being Beijing. India should keep a close eye on developments in the region, working with partners like Japan, Britain, and the UE to step up when the opportunity areas will help. Meanwhile, Syrians can take recourse with now in the old Arab proverb, today we drink, tomorrow we think. Gamify India's skilling activities. The Hindu gamified and simulation-based learning and training models can potentially improve the quality and outcome to work from training. Santanu R. Nair, Prateek Sinha, Ravina Roy, Dimpy Dalal. Santanu R. Nair, Professor of Economics at the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. Prateek Sinha, Postgraduate Program Student at IIM Kozhikode. Ravina Roy, Postgraduate Program Student at IIM Kozhikode. Dimpy Dalal, Postgraduate Program Student at IIM Kozhikode. The problem of unemployment has become a continued issue in economic policy discussion in India. As Resident Times Economic Survey 2023-24 estimated that India needs to create 78.5 lakh new jobs in the non-farm sector annually until 2030 to meet the demands of the rising workforce. On of the policy repression of 10 suggested to overcome the employment challenges is to close the growing gap between the skill sets of job seekers and the skill requirement of the industry. India's skilling challenge. Over time, India has established a comprehensive institutional and policy framework for training and skilling. However, the success of this somewhat limited. The periodic labor force survey 22-23 defined that only 21% of the Indian youth aged 15-29 years has received vocational technical training through formal and informal sources. The share of youth who had received formal vocational technical training was 44.4% in 2023. The chief economic advisor V. Nathan Nageswaran recently stated that only 51% of India's graduates are employable. These facts raise concerns regarding the reach, quality, and industry relevance of exciting skilling programs. Incidentally, one of the focus areas of the Prime Minister's package from employment and skilling announced in the 2024-25 budget was improving the outcome and quality of skills and aligning the training content and design to the skill needs of the industry. The enormity of India's skilling challenges is further skills and knowledge that meet the requirement of industry, for which Intel integrate advanced technology such as artificial intelligence, robotic, the Internet of Things, and big data to do smart manufacturing. Over two-thirds of Indian manufacturers are expected to embrace digital transformation by 2025. Government policy support has been given in prepare the prepare the industry of 14 through the Smart Udyog Bharat 4 initiatives, but according to estimates, only 1.5% of Indian engineers possess the skill for new age jobs. 60% of Indian MSME workforce lacks the new age digital skills, so it becomes crucial to skill and upskill our workforce according to 14 needs. A new innovates India could consider incorporating gamified and simulation-based learning and training modules. While gamified learning incorporates game elements into skill training, simulation-based learning uses virtual environment and mimic real-world scenarios, allowing learners to practice and apply skills in a safe and controlled setting. Using game mechanics makes skill training interactive and enjoyable, leading to higher participant engagement and knowledge reward and recognition through point and based can motivate learners to complete training tasks and strive for excellence. Gamified system often provide instant feedback to help trainers understand their progress and areas for improvement. Features such as leaderboards and challenges can foster a sense of competition, thereby encouraging trainees to perform better. Clear goals and milestones is gamified learning help trains stay focused. Simulation based learning provides hands-on experience in a controlled environment and allow trainees to experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them without bothering about real world consequences. Simulation also help trainees understand complex systems and develop critical things, problem solving, and practical skills. Also, the impressive nature of the simulation longer learns to retain the knowledge gained for longer. Singapore and Germany have adopted gamified and simulation based learning into their education, vocational, and skill training system. The Swayam and Skill India Digital Hub SIDH, the two online platform for skill education and training integrated by the Indian government can host the gamified and simulation training module. The Swayam platform hosts more than 4,000 courses since its conception. Over 40 million participants have enrolled in the platform, and a Alliance shares 93.45% of successful course completion in the platform were under the engineering and physical science stream. As of June 20, 2024, 7.63 lakh candidates were enrolled in SIDS 752 online courses. The platform offers 7.37 lakhs minutes of digital content, making it a potential rich resource for learners. The response to Swayam and SIDS demonstrates the huge demand for technical education and training in India and further strengthens and the idea of offering gamified and simulation based skill training on such platform. Thank you.